Oh, well, hello there. It's me, your boy Sergeant. Well, anyway, the reason I'm doing this is What If is because one of my favorite What Ifers requested it. And if he's watching this, I duly request that you do a part 2 of the Snake Deku one if you haven't already made it. Uh, so, uh, so, all my stuff is improvised, and let's get into it. So, right after Tanjiro cut off the Hands Demon's head, he got reincarnated into the My Hero world. Yes, yes, but without any of his memories. So basically, an incarnation. Well, anyways, he his when he his life Izuku's life was basically the same until the quirk doctor appointment. Instead of being quirkless, he had a hand quirk. Hand quirk. He can summon hands out. He can make hands out of his body, and they're extremely strong, able to crush a skull. Skull, if he really wanted to. Izuku, but he hasn't really unlocked it yet. So he needs, but that would change very soon. So, when Inko and Izuku got back to the car, Izuku asked if he can go play with the park in Kachan so he can tell him his quirk. So when Bakugo hears about this, he says, "Nuh-uh, you're lying. You're lying. There's no way your hands could crush a skull. So, or head. We're going into the direction that Bakugo is not an asshole and just immediately calls him a villain. Because, yeah. So Bakugo assumes that he's lying to him and promptly beats him up for it. He doesn't know why. Izuku doesn't know why he thinks that he's lying. But he tells Kata, my mom can tell you it too. She took me to the quirk doctor and she knows what the quirk doctor said. And Katsuki didn't want to listen to any of that. Because in Katsuki's reasoning, Izuku could have asked his mother to lie for him because he could really be just quirkless. And Bakugo tells Izuku, I don't need any confirmation. I know you're lying. Izuku's sad. Anyway, let's time skip to when Bakugo and his lackeys and Izuku was walking through the forest. Here we lying, here we go, the agency of Bakugo. So, as they were walking on the log that in the original universe, Katsuki fell over, but that didn't happen here. Except something else happened. A large hand extending, grabbed Bakugo's torso. And it was Deku's arm elongated. Katsuki was bruised a little bit since Izuku didn't quite know how to control his power, but he was trying to be careful in this scenario. Extra One said, "Your quirk is like mine. Your quirk is like mine, but stronger." And Extra 2 said, "Thank goodness you saved Bakugo from falling over." As Izuku was getting all this praise from Bakugo's two lackeys, Bakugo got jealous and just punched Izuku. "I didn't need your help, you stupid Deku." As life would go, as they promptly returned to the park, as their teachers were trying to look for them. Luckily, everyone was fine except Bakugo's ego at the end of the day. So we time skip to when Izuku was asleep and got a dream of the Hand Demon. Huh. So this is the person that has my power. What a disgrace. He's weak and scrawny. Izuku being offended by this. Well, at least I'm not like 50 feet tall and have multiple arms covering my whole body. Touché. Anyway, I'm here to teach you how to use my power before I straightly go to hell. Anyway, I'll tell you what to do, but I won't actually train you. But isn't telling me what to do training? Shut up, kid, I'm always right. As Izuku huffs. You're mean. Yeah, that's the demon for you, kid. Well, anyway, the Hand Demon basically shows him techniques to use when with his hands. He teaches him how to grow multiple hands out of his body. how to dig underground, but he's just showing him this. He's just teaching him how to use it. But Izuku's not actually using, since this is all still a dream and it's all 8 hours lessons. All 8 hours lessons. So Izuku actually practices this in the forest. So yeah. Bakugo basically hates Izuku for outshowing him. So, but he's not gonna bully him because he knows how strong his quirk is. And he also doesn't want to piss off someone who has the potential to kill him. Bakugo may be an asshole, but in this, what if he knows when to shut the fuck up? Anyways, let's go time skip to the last day of middle school. Izuku signs up for UA. Because of course he did. And let's get into it. Hello everyone. Today we are gonna check what your future job may be or what you want to go into. It doesn't really matter because all of you want to be heroes anyway. As the class roughly joys up with laughter and enjoyment and uses their quirks except Izuku and Bakugo. As the teacher roughly slams his hand against the table and saying, "Shut! You know that's not allowed. But I'm letting you get away with this time because I don't want most of the class going to detention or suspension." Anyway, Bakugo, you wanted to go to UA, right? Of course. Who's better than me? I aced the mock exam. I'm one of the highest students in this entire school. As a random kid, only being second to Izuku in both of those. As Bakugo roughly stares daggers into that kid's eyes. Well, you're right. I don't want you to tell people about that. As Izuku roughly laughs. Ha! Oh yeah, Midoriya, you also want to go to UA? Of course. As Katsuki roughly curses under his breath in his desk. Well, you are at the top of the school, so yeah, you have a good chance of getting in. Thanks, Teach. As Izuku is acting more tame today. Because yesterday was his final day of his training from the hand demon. Hey kid, I'm going to hell tomorrow. But I'm letting you know this. Don't let anyone chop your head off. Usually that's a given, but specifically in that area, no. Well, anyways, bye. I'm going to hell. Hell. As a fiery pit and a bunch of hands come over him. Well, at least its hands come over it. As Izuku seeing this, he's saying, "What the irony? Getting dragged by hands." Well, anyway, Izuku decides to go through the shortcut tunnel. Katsuki doesn't tell him to kill himself because yeah. Anyway, as the sludge villain emotions and tries to suffocate Izuku goes into full body armor mode, where his entire body is covered with hands enough that Shigaraki would be impressed. Anyway, he roughly attacks the sludge villain, but nothing's really working, and the sludge villain is crawling up his arms. So he decided to do the only rational thing to do in this situation. Tears out his eyeballs away from the sludge. And roughly that works. Because I'm just gonna say this because you can't really do anything if you can't see. Anyway, Izuku decides to crush his eyes, roughly killing him, but he's not gonna tell anyone that. And Izuku turns off full body arm mode, All Might jumps out of the sewers. "Hello, young citizen. Have you seen a sludge villain around lately? I can't seem to find him." He went to the right and to the right, the opposite direction where Izuku's home is. And All Might roughly says, "Thank you, young citizen. Plus Ultra," as he runs away. And we time skip to tomorrow. Izuku knows how to use his quirk, but he hasn't been really training it. He trained how to use it, but he hasn't trained it to get stronger. So that's what he roughly does. He cleans up the beach in less than a week. He still has 10 months left. So he decides to take dojo classes. Where he meets Ojiro, the tail man. Is Ojiro his name? Ojiro. As they meet, they become friends over their extra appendages quirks. So yeah, Izuku now knows how to properly fight now, since all he knows is how to use his quirk. And we go to the entrance exam. Izuku is rather smart. Not as smart as his canon self, but he's still smart. Anyway, he's finishes the written exam. Finish the written exam and goes to the auditorium so he can see what to do next for the physical exam. And as all the rest of the students come, hello, fellow UA applicants. This is President Mike speaking. So, your physical exam will take place in 3 areas. You have a card with you that shows you A through C. A through C on which sector are you supposed to go to. These sectors will contain level 1, 2, and 3 robots. 1 being the least dangerous, and 3 being the most dangerous to fight. As Ida stands up. What about the 0-pointer? 0-pointer. Oh, yes. That robot, we strongly suggest you avoid. It has no value, so you shouldn't be even interested in that anymore. As Izuku was kind of muttering, should they add negative points for civilian robots? I think that would be a good idea. Yes, I am projecting through Izuku. Do not judge me. Anyway, and Ida says, and you, stop your mothering. Other people are trying to focus here. As Izuku's roughly, fine. So we go to Sector A, where Izuku is. So, Izuku, as soon as the gates, he doesn't even wait for the gates to even open. He just grow multiple arms and lifted the barrier upward so he could destroy robots. That's cheating. There are no countdowns in a villain in real life. So go after that. Go do what that kid did. As the rest of those students go through the gaping, go under where Izuku put up the perfect opening. As Izuku is destroying robots left and right, we go into the teacher's observation POV. So, Eraser, do you have any interest of any of the students this year? As he looks around, well, there is one that we're all clearly seeing destroying basically all of the robots. As as Vlakin said, yes, the arm kid. He's crushing them with multiple arms. Can you pull up his quirk? Sure. And as he sees the quirk name and roughly, as Nezu looks at as Midnight, Midnight sees the quirk name as she laughs as all teachers are wondering, Midnight gives the file to one of the other teachers. Hand job. Well, that's rather funny, All Might said. Well, he is using hands, and he's doing quite a good of a job. All Might, as Nejire, as Midnight stammers. Sorry, I'm thinking of another what if. So, the 0 pointer comes out, and it's misfunctioning, so they cannot turn it on. And they're trying to do so because a girl is trapped under a rubble. So, Izuku did the only logical thing to do: go into full hand body armor mode and roughly climb and destroy the circuits of the 0 pointer. So, the 0 pointer is roughly down to the ground without hitting Ochako. And when Izuku got his letter from UH roughly 2 weeks later, he got first place. His willing points was enough to get first place anyway, but he also got like a dozen hero points for accidentally saving people from a couple of robot fires. So yeah, that's something. So this is a one-shot. I'm most likely not gonna do this one again. Mostly because of the lack of ideas that I have. Anyway, bye. I hope you enjoyed the show. And please make that Snake Deku Part 2. You know who you are.